Hello again. We're live twice in 2 days. That's kind of exciting. Yesterday, I was able to go for 3 hours. I am definitely not going to be able to go that long today. So, just getting started here with our live Q&A show. Made some slight tweaks to the description, fixed some typos and some various things. Harry Moody Reactions, welcome. If you could give me a sound check, I'd appreciate that. If you could give me a score out of 5, one for my volume and one for my clarity, 5 by 5 being the ideal score. I would appreciate it. Get the sound check out of the way, and then I can start getting into people's requests. And we've got Will is that GoPro guy. That's a cool name. I like that. I have 2 GoPros. Getting 5x5s. Beautiful. Thank you so much for the sound check. I'm now just going to quickly run around and do some sharing of this live stream so we can get a good conversation going here in whatever time I end up having available. Sharing it in the Small YouTubers Boost group. Just going to mark that as an announcement. And I'm going to pin the post just for the duration of the broadcast so people can find it. I started doing these live streams because people in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group asked me to. And this was, gosh, I've been doing it for a year and a half, 2 years now? I don't even know. I've been doing it for a while. And some people have actually got quite a bit out of it, which is quite nice. There's a couple of success stories out there. Ace of Vegas is a one that I like, not just because I collaborated with him on a trip to Vegas, but yeah, he wandered into one of my live streams like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and I guess the advice I gave made a substantial impact, and his channel now has well over 3,000 subscribers, and he's doing quite well for himself. I couldn't be happier. That's a great way to spend your time, as far as I'm concerned. I'm also sharing it on the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook page, which recently passed 700 likes, which is fantastic. And I'm just going to tweet it out here, and then you will have my full attention. Well, it looks like Dangerous Sweet is live streaming right now on Twitch. Did not mean to compete. Okay, so I think my social sharing is complete. We've also got Bookend Gaming in chat. Welcome to the party. So, the first thing I was going to do is talk a little bit about a question that comes up often in the group and elsewhere is, should I delete old videos? And I think that the answer boils down to why you think you should delete it. If it's because you think the quality is not great, if it's because it's old, you look a little different, maybe the resolution's lower, your editing wasn't as good as it is now, I think those are bad reasons to delete a video. I think that people sometimes enjoy looking back at the old content of successful creators and watching that evolution, especially if they've bought into the why of what you're doing. They enjoy coming along the journey. That's Simon Sinek's book, Find Your Why. Highly recommend his TED Talk and his books. It helps with a lot of things, including YouTube. But so if you've been relentlessly in pursuit of a why for a long time, people enjoy coming along for the journey, and new people to the journey sometimes like to go back and watch the old stuff. When I first discovered Pat the NES punk, Pat Contry, I went back and watched his old stuff, and even now I still find it quite enjoyable. So if that's the reason you're thinking of removing old content, I would say don't do it. That having been said, every now and then we post something, we take a risk, we try something new, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we post something that is drastically outside of our niche, and that could be a little problematic. I talk a lot here on this channel about the algorithm and how the algorithm is all about having confidence that it knows what you're about. So for example, if you're a travel channel and you have a video that's talking about cable packages in Canada, a telecommunications thing that has absolutely jack squat to do with travel, that might not be great. That might be kind of confusing the algorithm as to what you're about, and having it in your back catalog, I mean, it's not like a poison pill or an albatross. I don't want to oversell it or anything, but it's incredibly off-brand. And so oftentimes, not long after I've hit a view milestone, and I recently hit 700,000 views on Vacation Impossible, I might trim the bonsai tree just a little bit. Because I've tried different things over the years, and some of them, they were kind of drastically off topic. Like, so you know, what was it? When I hit 500,000, I think I had a Rogue One review that I put up on my channel, and I removed that because it has nothing to do with travel. So I thought I would show you how to delete a video off of YouTube, because today, as I was doing some optimization stuff on my channel, I stumbled across this, and I remembered this video, and I thought I had already deleted it, but I apparently had not done. And so you can see here that it's not doing much for my channel. I posted it in June of 2016 at 8:30 p.m. Not a great time to upload. And it's only gotten 31 views, no comments, and only 1 thumbs up. So it's not doing much for my channel. To put that in perspective, my channel gets about 1,000 views a day. So any video that gets less than 1,000 views is in the lower half of the channel. So something that far down, sorry, I just need to have a Tums here. I suffer from acid reflux. It's not you, it's me. But it's not doing much for my channel. So losing that 31 views, not going to impact me overall in a big way in the metric. I'll make that up in a couple hours, that's no problem. And so I think by pruning the tree, the bonsai tree a little bit here, this is going to help my channel appear a bit more on brand and look a bit more professional. So I'm going to go in. I'm here in Creator Studio Classic because I'm old school and I like the classic version. And so I'm going to click on the triangle next to Edit. And then there's the Delete option at the bottom. I'm going to click on that. And so it asks, permanently delete your video. You can't undo this. You can cancel or delete, and I'm going to delete this video. Bye-bye video. There we go. So that's how you delete a video, and some thoughts about when and why you might want to do that. So now that that's out of the way, Blazing Games is here as well, and Ear Hawks Minis. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Alt F4 Gaming. Awesome. Got a lot of people in chat. So Harry Moody Reactions was the first to speak in chat. And we go chronologically in chat. So, Harry Moody, do you have a request? Is there a question you have, something you'd like to have demoed, a tutorial? Would you like me to take a look at your channel, which I think I've done recently? Or perhaps a specific video? An important caveat about what I do here. Oh, Regan accidentally deleted 2 videos. Accidentally is rough. I haven't done that, thankfully, but yeah, that's a difficult thing. My heart goes out to you there. So some things about when I do these live streams. By commenting in chat, you're giving me permission to go look at your channel and show it in the live stream. Most people are okay with that, but one guy one time had like a real problem because his channel showed up in the thumbnail. And he thought I was like trying to take advantage of him or something. And I was like, no, I'm trying to help you. I'm volunteering my time here. So that's just a caveat I want to put out there. I won't watch any videos because we don't have time for that. And I don't want any content ID issues. I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to steal their content. I'm absolutely not. I won't subscribe to anyone, but that doesn't mean I won't like subscribe later on my own time. I just don't want the chat to become a bunch of people asking for subscriptions. I don't want to give you one subscription. I want to give you the tools, the tricks, and the inspiration to go and get tons of subscriptions, not just me. So that's the idea there. Just waiting to hear from Harry Moody if he has a particular request. In the meantime, we also have Will is that GoPro guy, who both of them helped me with my sound check at the beginning. So I'm thinking somebody has notifications on, which is awesome. And that's how they get their request in first. So Will is that GoPro guy. Did you have a request? Did you have a question you want answered, something you want demoed, or a little tutorial on something? You can ask about YouTube, running a large Facebook group, my own channel and journey, whatever you want. You know, ask me anything, as they say on Reddit. I can talk about Reddit if you like. Or if you would like a channel review, I could go look at your channel. Or if there's a specific video that you want to get what I call unstuck. Because sometimes our videos hit a plateau and they just stop getting views. And so if you've got something like that, that's something I might be able to help get unstuck. Okay, reviewing the channel for Will is that GoPro guy. I was kind of hoping you'd say that because as a fellow GoPro user, I kind of want to see what he's up to. So this benefits me as well. As always, I do a quick search. Something's funny here. Something's not right. I'm going to, bear with me here, I'm going to restart my browser just because my TubeBuddy plugin wasn't fully loading and my dark mode wasn't loading. So that was weird. I'm just going to restart Firefox here. I'm kind of... What's going on with my light here? There. Is that a little better? Did it make me yellow? No, it did not make me yellow. Okay, cool. YouTube. Okay. Got my dark mode. That's good. And there's my TubeBuddy browser plugin. Everything's working fine now. Fantastic. So, the name scores well in TubeBuddy. If you don't know about TubeBuddy, it is a tool that has changed my YouTube life. I highly recommend it. There's an affiliate link down below. Even get the free version. It'll change your life. Makes it so much easier and faster to manage your channel. And it has 3 dimensions. One is a mobile app. One is their website. But for me, the big benefit is the browser plugin, which is what you see here. So I have Search Explorer off to the side. And what TubeBuddy's doing is it's looking at the search volume for what I just searched, as well as how much competition there is. And it combines those 2 numbers into one number that you can then use to compare different keywords and titles and search terms, what have you. So this channel name is scoring a 56 out of 100 as a good. It actually has a decent search volume, and there's not a ton of competition, which is kind of the combination that you want. So it's a good channel name, and that was sort of what I intuitively thought when I first saw it. I'm like, cool channel name. So the profile picture is a guy holding up a GoPro, one of the newer models, it looks like. So that's on brand with the whole GoPro thing. The description here, a GoPro user who runs, cycles, and goes to the zoo. I wasn't expecting the zoo. That's cool, it works. I make videos that primarily deal with running and running culture. Okay, cool. And it looks like the other results that I'm getting here, I suspect are probably from your channel. It's interesting. There is Will the GoPro Guy, another channel that only has 1 video, so I think you're owning your name quite well. Not a lot of competition issues. And the most used tags over here, GoPro, number 1, makes good sense. Karma Grip, Gimbal, Drone, Flying, Hero Camera, Hero 4, GoPro. So 4K, these are all pretty good tags, really in line, although obviously GoPro is like 68%, and the next one down is like 15. So I think you're doing well there. And so you've got 426 subscribers, so I assume you already have your custom URL, which is probably something like Will is that GoPro guy, or something like that, I would imagine, something derivative therein. So let's dive into the channel. 428 videos, that's a substantial back catalog, gotta respect that hustle. You know, when we set goals for ourselves, we talk about a lot of different things, and most YouTubers have a subscriber goal, maybe a view goal, maybe a monetization goal or something. What I think is a goal that's really good for YouTubers is a video production goal, because that's the one you control. Whether the algo loves or hates you could determine how many views or subscribers you get. It's not fully within your control. We can do a lot of things to influence it and improve our odds, but sometimes it's a lot like buying a lottery ticket, so you don't know if your number's going to come up. But when it comes to making videos, that is something we have much more control over, depending on, you know, the demands of your life. And so for me, those are the goals that I particularly like, because I feel like I'm empowered and that's something I can actually accomplish. That doesn't require luck. That just needs hustle. And so I got to respect that. So we've got a channel trailer that says, welcome to my channel. One thing to think about when it comes to channel trailers is they are also videos, so doing everything you can to get views and watch time on your videos, even as a channel trailer, is a good idea. So what I would maybe suggest changing the title to is something like, welcome to Will is that GoPro Guy, so that it aligns with the name and also that keyword of GoPro, and it's a little bit more descriptive in the title. And then put that in the description as well. I mean, one thing you do here is you do have your title repeated in the description. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel, where I run and unbox stuff, but not at the same time. I like that. That's funny. But again, that could simply be, welcome to Will is that GoPro Guy, where I run and unbox stuff, but not at the same time. I think that would work just a little bit better. I like doing outdoor stuff, but I also divulge into pop culture. I don't think divulge is the right word there. I think divert maybe, or digress. I think digress is probably what you're looking for. Or dive into, maybe. Divulge normally means to release information. So that doesn't feel like the right word here. Because you don't divulge into something. You divulge something. You release something. It's a grammar nitpick, but you know, you never know who cares about that sort of thing. Especially if there's like a brand or something. They often look for professional copywriting. and geeky things as well. Most of the time, I'm using my GoPro on my adventures to include all the races I participate in. It's a pretty good description for a channel trailer. Just those little tweaks that I was mentioning. Okay. Looking at the banner, there's stuff I like here. I like the picture. I think the image is good because it gets that running dimension very well. The font is very like A-Team from the 80s, which I kind of dig. So the font is good. I run, I review, I record. I'm thinking that the text looks a little like somebody opened up Microsoft Paint and just put text on an image. So I think that could be made to look a little bit better. Not entirely certain how. So I'm not sure. I'm struggling with that a little bit. And the I run, I review, I record. I don't know about record. I like run and review. But record, I don't know. I mean, it's on YouTube. Everything is recorded. It doesn't feel like it's really saying something. I mean, I guess you've got like a 3 R's thing going on there. You got sort of a repetition. So I'm not sure what maybe another good R word is. Maybe that's the best. I'm not sure. But that might be something you could workshop a little bit. I like the fact that in your banner, though, you do really clearly try to state what you're all about. And so I like that. Both the image and the text makes it pretty clear. So you're doing something very solid there. I see here that you've got 3 social links in your banner that look to be set up properly, which is good. So you've got Twitter. The username seems to be HellbringerX, which is interesting. A little brand confusion there, possibly. Instagram, again, HellbringerX seems to be the thing. And then you've got Blogger, running after the military. So that's interesting. If you're a veteran, I just want to say thank you for your service. I'm presuming you're running, after having served, although I don't know, maybe you're chasing them? I don't think so. So anyways, thank you for that. I do appreciate and always want to acknowledge that. I have a video on the channel actually right now about that. Let's see, running gear reviews. I'm liking this. This is really professional looking. Running gear reviews, and then you got a nice description: shoes, compression gear, and other equipment that could help with making your running experience enjoyable. That's great. And like running music playlist, and then there's a nice description there. And so your playlist setup is very professional, and that in turn is making your channel layout professional. You've got featured channels set up on the side here, which is fantastic. And the first one is clearly a running channel. So that's good in the algorithm and good to, and also the bottom one there's clearly running as well. And that's also good to show people that you support the community, which is fantastic. You're doing well there. I'm not having a lot of advice so far just because you're doing a really good job, but I'll see what I can come up with. One thing I think that is working really well for you in the thumbnails, the things that it's really popping, are the red rectangles with the white text on top. Those pop. So, the on Cloud Swift unboxing. So that's really good. I think that aesthetic is something that you should keep and do more consistently. So, for example, the inner skin compression calf sleeves review, rather than having the font the way that it is, I think bring in those red boxes and have the white font on the red box. It pops better and it gives a more consistent look. That's the only piece that's really missing from these thumbnails, and then it would scream super professional. If I was if I was a company looking to send compression socks to someone for a review, shoes, to have a partnership with somebody, something like that, that consistent look goes a long way. Because then, you understand sort of some key aspects of branding and graphic design that I'm still learning myself. And so, yeah, what I would do is for on-cloud running shoes, unboxing and review, Ender, Skin, Calf, get the red boxes in there. And for the 2020 Red Shoe Run 5K montage, maybe, let me put it to you this way. Here's a thought. You could take that yellow font and make it white for a more consistent look, or you could make it that all of your reviews and unboxing have a white font with the red box, and everything that's something else, like a montage, might be yellow with the red background. And that way people can very quickly, the red background could be your thing. That could be the consistent look of your thumbnail. So we see that, we instantly know that's a Will's the GoPro guy thumbnail and video. maybe I'll click on that because I know and like them. But if the color of the text is a way of indicating one kind of video from another, that could be a really nice way of organizing things visually for your audience, who on YouTube it can be a little tricky with recommended. You're not working your way through a playlist. And so if I could see at a glance, if I'm watching one of your videos and you got a bunch of other videos of yours come up as recommended, and I'm in a review mode or I'm in a montage mode, like that's what I want to watch, in a glance, in a second, using your color scheme, I could know and then continue binging through the channel without accidentally clicking on the wrong video, then going away and doing something else, killing your watch time and retention that way potentially. So I think that's a thing that you could do, because like I said, you're doing very well here. I mean, you know, you've got 9,000 views on this cloud running shoes thing. So I think from a professional look, that could do a lot. The one other bit of feedback I have about your thumbnails is beware of the bottom right-hand corner of your thumbnail, because that's where the timestamp is. So for example, in videos 2 and 3 here in your running gear reviews, the word review is partly blocked by the timestamp, and in the Cloud Ace one, the last 2 letters of Cloud Ace is slightly obscured as well. So for the Cloud Ace one, it's easy to fix because you've got this blank space above the shoe. I would take that the red rectangle in text, and it looks great the way it is, just move it. Just move it to the top of the image so that it gets away from that dreaded bottom right-hand corner where the timestamp is. The Cloud Flyer one, that's a little trickier because, you know, it's got your face there and the shoe. What you might want to consider is maybe making the box a little smaller and moving it a little to the left. I like that on-air thing too. I think that's nice in the shot. That's pretty cool. So I think that's really good. One other thing about thumbnails, and I'm glad I'm finally able to give you some advice on something that might be helpful here, because you've got so much going for you, and I think just a couple little tweaks and you could really take off here. I'm really excited for the potential that you've got on this channel. So for this, the image coloring, the saturation of the image coloring is a little inconsistent. The blue shoe that you're holding is nice and rich and blue, right? The orange in the next shot, that's I think probably your shirt, that looks really rich. But the green grass in the next shot is it's not as rich. Assuming that's, or is that concrete? That might be like concrete. But like the final thumbnail with like sort of the pink fuchsia reddish Cloud Swift, the colors there are a little muted. And so here's what I would recommend to really make the colors pop. If you're using Photoshop, there's an option where you can modify something called vibrance. And when you click on it, you actually get 2 things that you can modify. One is saturation and the other is vibrance. And so what I like to do with my thumbnails is I will increase both of those settings by 25. Ooh, my ring light is cheap. You notice there's no affiliate link down below for my ring light. It was a gift. Anyways, so what I normally do 25 and 25. Now sometimes that doesn't work great with flesh tones. It makes me a little oranger than I would like. So when it does that, I just do 50 on vibrance and nothing on saturation. But the reason I adjust my images in this way is because when the picture gets compressed for thumbnails and it displays smaller and smaller on different devices, whether it's a phone or a desktop computer, I find that compression, you lose some of the rich vibrance and saturation of the colors, and they look a little muted. And so for years, it frustrated the hell out of me. I designed what I thought was a beautiful thumbnail. I'd upload it, and it looked like crap. It looked like it was faded, and I'm like, it doesn't look like that to me on my file, but it does here. And so I think that's a consequence of the compression, which is understandable. You know, they've got tons of data, and they want files to move quickly, and, you know, people shouldn't have to download a multi-meg, you know, picture for every video thumbnail they see. So compression is likely going on. And so the way that you combat that is you just overinflate the saturation and the vibrance by just a little bit, so that when it compresses, the colors are still vibrant. And so you dial it up a little bit, knowing that the process will dial it down. And so in the end, you get these rich and vibrant things. And then again, thinking about, because I think there's a lot of possibilities here of you partnering with brands, and so that would show that you're really good at the promo shot. You know, it's like you know, there's a funny college humor video called "Is This Video Branded?" which is really funny. But like, you know, how can, you know, I'm lifting my bug and taking a sip, but I've got my Vacation Impossible logo kind of visible there. I've got a glare problem going on, but those are some of the challenges, you know. There's this book that I really like, Find Your Why. Like, if I can frame this properly, you know, it kind of shows that I can display the product in a professional way that they might do on like a photo shoot. I have some snacks here in case I get hungry. This is a bad way of showing it. I'm covering up the product. Doing something like, you know, like thumbnail, you know? And so be like, you ever watch oh, what's that contest show? There's tons of them, but like X Factor and stuff like that, American Idol, whatever. Whoever's sponsoring them, Coca-Cola or Starbucks or whatever, they've always got the cups and the mugs, and the logo is always facing out. You know, you think about like laptop computers, and you open the laptop, and it's got like the Apple or the Microsoft or the whatever logo, and like, is it upside down or not? What is going on with this ring light? Maybe I just need to make it brighter. Okay, we'll see if that'll behave itself. Anyways, so, you know, they always have the product placement there, and that's what brands want to see so that they can get product placement, brand recognition. And so the more professional you look in that regard, the more likely the brands are going to be interested in partnering with you, sending you free samples, and maybe then even in the future going as far as sponsoring a video. If that's something you would be interested, I don't know. Should I just shut this ring light off? Is this distracting anyone else, or is it just me? Oh, man. You know, you get an intense... I wonder if I shut it off. No, that doesn't look great. You get an intensity kind of dial on the back of one of these things, and then it feels like it's halfway between two settings, and then just keeps like twitching back and forth. Ugh. Ugh. Anyways. So yeah, okay, getting back to the channel here. Running while reviewing. That's a cool idea. That looks good. My outdoor activities vlog, which is interesting. Or sorry, I said vlog. It's videos. It says videos. For that minor thing, I would drop the word videos. I just say my outdoor activities because it's on YouTube. Everything is a video. Swear to God, I'm gonna destroy this ring light if he just keeps it up. Just would that be a fun video, everybody? Watching me beat the hell out of a ring light. Okay. So it's my outdoor activities, but this looks like a picture of GoPro equipment. It's not really outdoor, but this is testing this thing I wouldn't even try to pronounce with various body mounts. I'm not sure if that fits within the theme of outdoor activities. That's more of like a product review, I would think. So that seems out of place. I'm not sure. And then you got your unboxing videos. The Funko Disney Treasure feels a little off-brand. And it's been up there for a year, and it's only got 14 views. And so this is that kind of video that I was thinking about. Like, that might be, if you decide to trim the bonsai tree a little bit, that might be something to consider. But I haven't watched the video, don't know its content. It might be on brand, I'm not sure. Comic-Con unboxings. Okay, so maybe the Funko would actually kind of be in line with that sort of stuff, so maybe that's right. I'm quitting Comic-Con box. Yeah, a lot of people are quitting subscription boxes. Loot Crate is in trouble, as I understand it. I haven't been paying attention in a while. Popular uploads, created playlists. So this is pretty good. I like your channel layout. You're definitely doing that well. Let's check Channelytics here. Free TubeBuddy tool. If you're not using TubeBuddy, it's free. Get the free thing. Make your life easier. Let's look at your channel tags. Running, unboxing, outdoors, GoPro, fitness, road races, endurance running, Team RWB. Not sure what that's about. South Carolina. Well, I guess if you're in South Carolina and you're filming in South Carolina, that's probably a fair tag. 5K, 10K, Action Cam, Columbia Running Club. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I would suggest that whenever possible, having tags for smaller channels that are more than one word is more effective. They call it the long tail keyword, and that's generally a pretty good strategy. Your views have been pretty steady, not a lot of spikes, so that speaks to steady growth. Subscriber growth seems relatively steady as well. Video uploads, pretty good. What? This is saying I uploaded 2 videos on February 24th. That's not true. That's weird. Huh. Anyways, let's take a look at your About page. Oh, well, that's interesting. There's a lot of emojis there. I think I would probably suggest generally putting the emojis probably towards the end rather than the beginning. Certainly for the first thing, just so that doesn't cause issues with how it displays in search results when it gets truncated. An unboxer at heart, but a consumer of all things pop culture. Yeah, and that's true. You did say pop culture in your description, so the Funko Pops are probably okay. Expect an occasional drone video or two as well. Topics I usually cover: highlight reels of races, running gear, various outdoor activities, and equipment that I use to record my videos. It's pretty good stuff. You've got your you got your country set up, you got your email there, and you got those social links. So I think you're doing pretty good. I think that if you're not already doing it, a key potential source of traffic would be running groups. I'm talking Facebook groups, probably primarily, possibly to a lesser extent on Reddit, but mostly Facebook. There may or may not be good message boards out there for this as well. But that's if you're not in running groups on Facebook, I recommend you join some. Check the rules before you join to see if you'd be allowed to share any of your videos. And whenever your videos are helpful, that's when I think that's a good mix, because that's where if your videos answer a question, solve a problem, then you could potentially comment them on somebody's post where they're asking for help, assuming that's within the group's rules. And that could be a really good way of helping other people, adding value, and gaining what people call loyal subscribers. I don't know. I don't like the word loyal because it's like, what, if I don't watch your video, I'm disloyal? Like, that's kind of judgy. But maybe, let's say, engaged subscribers, I think might be a better way of putting it, because then they're happy to watch your content. They'll click like, dislike, comment, whatever. And all of that boosts you in the algorithm, gives you what I coined yesterday as micro boosts. I don't know if I'm the first to say it. I noticed your channel has over 200,000 views, so you're doing pretty well on the view front. And so that's pretty fantastic. I think you're doing well here. So, and again, if you don't have TubeBuddy, I recommend it because it will make life easier and faster in a lot of ways. Looks like you're averaging between 200 and 300 views per day. It's a pretty solid beginning. With your subscriber count and stuff, I think you're doing well. Playlists. My international favorites. It looks like music videos. That might have limited value to your channel. You went to Jordan. Crazy. So, yeah, I think you're doing well. You could create potentially more playlists with a specific theme. Like, for example, I think there's a couple brands that you specifically unbox. So you could have a like that Cloud whatever, because there's Cloud Swift, Cloud Flyer. It sounds like it's the same company. I don't know, from shoes. If that's all one company, DC or something, a playlist with that as the playlist name in the description and just all the videos pertaining to that brand could be very effective. Similarly, Funko Pops, you've got a few videos of that. You don't have to put those playlists on your home screen, because your home screen's already fairly busy, but just having it helps with SEO, and it could potentially, people could just go straight to the playlist to sort of binge watch your content that way. So that's something that I would recommend. Okay, let's see what else is going on in chat. We've got JT Halo 9, Oracle Pair, Corey Cam TV. Welcome to the party, y'all. Ken Toy Vlogs. I apologize if and when I'm saying these wrong. Stupid Robot Fighting League is here. I did see that you sent me a Facebook message. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I will. Driving with R5. Welcome to the party. A Bidley. I had to be careful about how I enunciate that. Cool. Let me just see if Harry Moody ended up having a request, since he was the first person to chat. Not seeing anything. So next we have Bookend Gaming. Would love to be reviewed. I've been just barely too late like 3 times. Well, I'm so glad you're here nice and early, Bookend Gaming. Your time is now. I hope you're still around. And if you're not, if you miss a review, these live streams are rewatchable. About 20 to 40 minutes after I finish the broadcast, they become rewatchable on the channel. So it just needs a little processing on YouTube's end. And then you can rewatch them to your heart's content. Please and thanks if you could. I wouldn't mind it. It helps more people discover the channel, and then we can hopefully help more people. I think when everybody learns, then we can compete on our ideas and our hustle instead of competing on who has the secret information about thumbnails and things, which I think is a crappy way to distinguish success from failure. I think it needs to be the quality of your idea and how hard you work. So, Bookend Gaming, that's a fair score, and for a gaming channel, a fair score is solid, because gaming is so competitive. A third of all of YouTube is gaming. So that is a very competitive niche with, I have recently learned, pretty low CPM. So that's a struggle. I sympathize and I appreciate that. Looking at the logo here, that's interesting. So I could see the B and the G in the chat where the profile picture is fairly small. but I couldn't tell anything but those two letters. Now looking at it here, it looks like they are separated by two laptops that are facing each other. So that seems fairly good. I don't, because the profile picture, you don't have a lot of space to work with and has to scale really small. So I don't know that I have much to add to that. I think you're doing fine with your profile picture. And so then I see here you've got 1,000 videos. My hat is off to you. Massive respect for making that many videos. My hat is so off it's in another room. That's amazing. That's great. That's something to be proud of. Absolutely. Let's see. Bookend Gaming. We play everything from A to Z. We are Eric and Travis, two best friends since the awkward days of junior high. So, do you truly play everything? I'm gonna challenge you on this. I'm gonna push back a little bit if that's all right. Do you really play everything? Do you play Vectrex games? Do you play Atari? How about the NES, PS4, the Switch, latest Xbox, Xbox 360? How about Game Boy games? Do you play Game Boy games? Is it truly everything? I think is the point that I'm trying to make is with gaming being so broad and popular and saturated a category on YouTube, any way you can distinguish yourself from others is an advantage to you. I know that we want to have everyone in the world as our audience. If we had 7 billion subscribers, we'd all lose our frickin' minds in a very good way. But it ain't going to happen because if you try to appeal to everyone, you'll end up appealing to no one particularly well. It's like a quote from Deep Space Nine that I like, that O'Brien said. He said that my mother said if you try to combine eating with talking, you'll end up doing neither very well. And so I think that particularly in gaming, it's really important to niche down as much as you can. So it's nice to keep an open mind and have a broad set of interests, but if you only play modern games, maybe say that. If you only play retro games, maybe say that. Maybe you play all genres and all times and all types. And so, okay, that's fine if that's truly the case. But I suspect it's not because, well, I don't know. I was going to say, where would you find the time? But you do have 1,000 videos, so I suppose it's possible. But if you only play, Nintendo games, but throughout time, then you could niche down that way. So you could, like gaming channels, you can niche on time, you can niche on platform or brand, or the third one, you can niche on genre. Maybe you play all the platformers, all the action games, all the RPGs. Maybe you focus on just platformers, but throughout all platforms and all time. Something like that. So think about those 3 dimensions. And is there one of those 3 dimensions where you really only check one of the boxes? And if you do, don't feel bad. That's a good thing. That's specialization. That's focus. And so I would suggest that. So you could say, and then you could put that in there. So if it is Nintendo, we play everything on Nintendo. And then just go straight from there. Or if you play all the modern games, we play all the modern games. If you play all the classic ones, whatever. All the RPGs. Whatever that is, if it's true, because then also by saying that, you're niching down a little bit so that the audience that loves those things is more inclined to click. Because there's so much competition that if people just want any kind of gaming, I want to watch a video that's about a video game. I don't care the game, I don't care the genre or the era. That's pretty rare, and then you're fighting against a third of YouTube. It's hard to win that fight. So that would draw people in, but also on top of the viewer influence, you're helping yourself with the algorithm because then you're using specific keywords, Vectrex, Nintendo, RPG, whatever it is, that increases the algorithm's confidence that that's what you're about. We are Eric and Travis, two best friends since the awkward days of junior high. I think that's okay, but is really it's really focused on you and who you are, and so if you're not known outside of your channel, then that's not necessarily much of an enticement. But at the same time, the fact that you're two best friends since I like the phrase the awkward days of junior high. I think that's cool. But also not knowing, like, how old are you now? Was it the awkward days of junior high and now we're seniors? Or is it the awkward days of junior high and now we're getting ready to retire from, our 30-year careers in our day jobs? That's a very different narrative. And so from the description that shows here, I'm not sure what the narrative is. So it could be like, we're two best friends, or how could we put it? We're Eric and Travis, two best friends for over 3 decades since the awkward days of junior high. Something like that could put it a little bit more context, make it possibly a bit more interesting. So I'm going to dive into the channel here, although I do notice that the videos and the playlists that are coming up here, and playlists coming up, very nice, very nice. I noticed that they are from your channel, so that's good. You are owning your brand and your name, so well done there. Let's dive in, and thank God for playlists, because with over 1,000 videos, boy, you need them. Just going to shut down Channelytics for now. So there we go. We got Eric and Travis, I see here on the banner. New videos every day. Bookend Gaming. Okay. So I was pushing back on that whole Vectrex thing, and there's an Atari controller. So, okay. Fair enough. You clearly play throughout many time frames. I will give you that. Because then you got sort of a generic Pro controller on the side. There could be Xbox, a Wii U Pro controller or something. There's a lot of things that could be. It's pretty generic. So, okay. Fair enough. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Bookend Gaming. Those are bookends, not laptops. Right. Got it. I suppose making it a little thicker and a harder right angle would make it more clear that it's a bookend and not a... Oh, that's why it's A to Z. You've got a theme going there. Wow, I'm slow today. I get it. The A to Z because it's like the library, the bookend, the whole bookshelf, A to Z. I get it. I was slow there. This is a really nicely designed banner. I'm impressed. I don't have a lot critical to say other than there's a couple ways you can make the bookends more clearly bookends. Just by like thickening it up, harsher right angles, maybe putting something in the like right in the corner, like a little circle or something, to make it look like there's like a ball or something there that is like slightly more clear it's a bookend. But honestly, it's pretty good. I like the design. You've got sort of the Breath of the Wild Zelda font thing going on with the We Play Everything, which is cool. So honestly, when it comes to this banner, wow, new videos every day. I believe you, and that is impressive. And don't burn out. And feel free to change that if it becomes too much for you. I don't want people like losing their minds. The only thing I would suggest is the names where it says Eric and Travis. The coloring on the text, it makes it a little hard to read. I mean, it's kind of evocative of like maybe Sonic. I mean, I guess you got the whole Sonic thing going on with the framing, because that's sort of like where Sonic would pop up. And so that's maybe what I was thinking of. But I think that if it was a little less busy in the fill of the text, then the names would pop and be easier to read. But it's a pretty minor thing, honestly. So I think by and large, you're doing very well with the banner here. It's interesting. You've got a link to Twitter and Facebook. Both of them seem to be formatted properly. Good on you for that. But the Twitter one says, please be our friends. Like, wouldn't that more be what you would say for Facebook than Twitter? Because Twitter would be like, please follow us. So, I mean, depending on where you're more active in gaining traction, where you want to funnel your traffic to, where do you want them going to, you might want to consider inverting those. Put Facebook first and say, please be our friends, because that's what Facebook is about, being Facebook friends. That's what being connected on Facebook is called. But that's just a thought. It's pretty minor. So your your channel trailer here is an interesting choice you've gone with. You went for the best of Bookend Gaming January 2020. So I'm guessing you put out a highlight reel, a best of, every month, which also, again, very impressive. I'm impressed with your hustle and I imagine you must have a very efficient workflow, so good on you there. And so that's interesting. It's nearly 13 minutes, which is very long for a channel trailer, but it is highlights. And so this might kind of work for you. So that's not necessarily a bad idea. I do traditionally tell people make a channel trailer that's 30 to 90 seconds, that's a sizzle reel, and has some statement as to, the why of what you're doing to try and get people in emotionally there. I think that this is not a bad way of going about it. You might want to consider making a channel trailer that's shorter and then just kind of do some A/B testing and see what generates, because really the channel trailer, I think it's primarily about driving subscriptions, and that's why I talk about the why, because then hopefully people identify with the why, and then they want to be a part of the journey. That's, I think, a big part of what a channel trailer is trying to accomplish, but it also has the secondary effect of getting you some views and watch time and engaging a potential audience. So I'm not sure what the right answer is here. That's just a thought. But in a way, I kind of like the fact that you're doing something different, because then you stand apart, which again, so hard to do in the gaming niche on YouTube. I see your favorite channels here. Game Grumps, you got Cinemassacre. I almost wore my Cinemassacre shirt today, but I decided to, instead of promoting somebody who doesn't need the promotion, promote myself and my Vacation Impossible shirt, available from Teespring. Had to slip that in there. So that's cool. Love James Rolfe. I've met him. I've seen him at convention a couple times. I met him once, got his autograph, got my picture taken with him. He's the nicest, smartest guy. So that's cool. So you got some active playthroughs, which is okay. That's interesting. So these are games you're currently actively working through, or at least releasing videos of your playthrough. That makes sense. A little space here because there's only 4 of them. But if you're only active in 4, I can understand why you wouldn't want to put a 5th as filler. So this is, for people watching, this is what's known as a playlist of playlists. And that's a section you can add to your channel. Sometimes it's very effective. So you've got uploads here. Single episode games. Okay. That kind of works, and you call it with an acronym. I really like you have a description here for that. Past live streams. It doesn't look like that playlist has a description, so I would go in and add a description to that for SEO and just also aesthetic reasons. Like, this looks very professional. This looks a little empty. Oh, you played Snow Brothers. That's awesome. I love Snow Brothers. It's such an expensive game. I want to get it back, but it's like a $200 game, and I'm like, no. I would pay maybe $60 to $80 for Snow Brothers. I would not pay the prices that it's been at for a while. But yeah, that's awesome. Popular uploads. So, okay. And so, I mean, you've got those images of yourselves that you use in a lot of your thumbnails, and so that's kind of a consistent look, which is good. Your thumbnails are really solid, actually. I like the design, some of the stuff you did here with the book club, that banner, which with the book overlaying the banner. I like that a lot, or the border, I should say, not banner. Other playlists. Other playlists is a little, well, it's literally miscellaneous, and you've got miscellaneous there. That's interesting. I think maybe some work could be done on that to make that a little bit more intentional. Visual novels. Well, I guess those are games which are visual novels. And like this was, I saw this one of the playlists that came up in search. 239 videos on that. That's kind of impressive. But again, there's a missing space here. So if you had a 5th one, go and add it. But I don't know. You don't have to totally clutter things either. This is okay. Let's Chanalytics this thing. I'm getting a lot of like really quality channels, which is not to bash anyone else, but I feel like I'm giving less value today just because there's a lot of real professional channels I've been looking at so far today. Retro gaming, modern gaming, let's plays, playthrough gameplay, gaming commentary. Those are pretty good. I think you could add more tags. One of the things you could do is you could use. If you don't have TubeBuddy, get it. Even the free version will work for this thing, I'm going to tell you. There's a link down below. Just go and install the browser plugin. The completely free one is sufficient for this. But then have it installed and then go look, using this Chanalytics tool, at Game Grumps and Cinemassacre and see what kind of tags they're using and let that inspire you. You can copy, but I prefer it. I think it's better if it's like an inspiration, where it's like, okay, that gives me an idea to do something similar, but that speaks to me. And then you could flush out your tags with a few more. I think would be a good thing to do. Let's see here. You have a bit of an upswing right now. It looks like you average anywhere between 80 and 400 views per day. So relatively steady there. Subscriber growth is fairly steady as well. And uploads, I'm going to guess. Yeah, okay. I mean... Yeah, and this is funny because, it is still saying I did 2 that day. So what I would suggest is if you could upload daily rather than 2 a day, then nothing, 2 because like let's go through here. You had 1, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0. So the thing about videos on YouTube is the first 24 hours is critically important. The first hour is critically important, and so is the first week. These 3 time frames are important. The first hour is all about what some people call the notification squad, which, as you can tell from the look on my face, I don't find impressive. I'm just not fond of the phrase. But basically the idea is, who are your super fans that can't wait for new content? As soon as they get that notification, they get in there. That first hour, very important. The next important time frame is the first 24 hours, because that accounts for time zones that the first hour doesn't do. Because what if you have an amazingly engaged and happy audience in like Japan, but you're posting videos when they're asleep? So that first 24 hours accounts for that, because it gives a full day. All time zones have had equal opportunity to watch your video. And so that is a really important thing. And so having 2 of your videos within the same 24-hour time span fighting for attention, for views and watch time from an audience that is, let's face it, in the modern world being constantly bombarded with people wanting their time and their attention and their eyeballs, their clicks and their views. And so having two of your videos competing with each other during that critical 24-hour period, I think is a disadvantage. And so I think that if you were to post, because I mean, you say every day, and I realize this graph might not be totally accurate because of time zones. Like, for example, it says that there is a day where on Vacation Impossible I posted 2 videos, which is totally not true. So, if this isn't accurate, I understand that, respect that. I apologize for misrepresenting. But if you are indeed uploading 3 videos a day, one day, and then nothing the next day, if you're able to, and again, this is hard because life gets in the way. There's some automation you can do, but I don't recommend it, honestly. I think doing it live is important. But if you can do a video every day, then that levels things out. Your videos aren't competing with each other. They're working more collaboratively in the algorithm, and the algorithm loves daily uploaders. And so I think then you will get a boost from the algorithm for doing it that way, is my advice. I bet you've got tons of playlists, and I bet it's awesome. Yeah, and they're nicely organized. I like that. Let's check the About page. Okay, here. Bookend Gaming. We play everything from A to Z. We spend our days doing exactly what we did back then, playing video games. I like that. Why not make a Let's Play channel? So why not make a Let's Play channel and share all our gaming goodness with others? Well, that's what we've done. I mean, it's kind of an origin story, and I can respect that. I feel like I was probably, there in the conversation where you guys decided to do this, because that's probably what was said. I'm not sure how effective it is in getting the audience into it, because it's like the reason for your channel is why not. And when it comes to having a compelling why, I'm not sure that speaks to an audience very well. When you have a why that resonates with people and they want to be a part of whatever your cause is, it's generally, if it's not so much about you personally, but about something bigger than yourself, if at all possible. So was junior high a difficult time and games helped you get through it, and you want to share that with the world so that other people have that resource and that coping mechanism and tool as well? That's a great message. A lot of people could get behind that. There's a lot of things, and I've spoken in other live streams and past videos about different potential whys. And so I do have to say that I do highly recommend Simon Sinek in terms of finding your why, whatever it is. His TED Talk, I think it's the second most watched TED Talk in history. It's really good. I recommend giving it a watch and thinking about what is the why of what you're doing. And then try to articulate it as best you can. And if you can articulate it to a level where it's actually divorced from what you're doing, where it's such a noble purpose, where it's giving people coping mechanisms to make life more enjoyable. That could be about anything. That could be about travel. That could be about supporting creators. That could be about reading. It could be about exercise and diet and so many different things. And so if that's your why, that is the why. That's the emotional thing that appeals to everyone, right? Whether you're into gaming or not. So I've actually had people, and this was lovely, I've got some comments on some of my videos over the years, some here, but more on Vacation Impossible, where they're like, I'm not a YouTuber, or I'm not interested in travel, but I found you really engaging to watch. And so, thanks, I found this really motivating or inspiring or whatever, and that is an amazing thing to hear. And so that was cool, and that I think is driven by the why of what I was doing, as well as maybe some personality and style things. But I think the why is the thing that people can identify across anything. And so you get the why, then you get the how. How do I pursue that why? And you could do that by showing you how much fun games can be, explaining them, making games more accessible to people, help people get unstuck when they get stuck in a frustrating part of a game or something, whatever that might be. Give people the ability to laugh at themselves through YouTube videos, whatever. And then that's the what. The what is, well, we make videos to do that. That's that. So the why is the higher purpose. The how is sort of getting into your niche. And then the what is the tangible thing that you're doing. When you've got those three things in alignment, things can really take off there, and an audience can really identify it. And that's where you start to develop those true fans who will watch everything you do, buy everything you put out, and you get 1,000 of those, and then you figure out how to basically sell $100 to them every year, or extract that much value out of them through AdSense from them watching your videos, through a Patreon, through affiliate links, through whatever. And that's the way where you can then potentially never have to work again and actually do this kind of stuff full time. That's one path if that's the thing you're interested in. It might not be. But, there's a multitude of people watching, so who knows. We'll play everything from retro to modern, pixels, polygons, high definition, visual novels, games we love, games we hate. It doesn't matter. We'll try to make it entertaining regardless. Maybe you really do everything. It's possible. New videos every day. Contact us by following links to Twitter, Facebook, Gmail. Okay. So, yeah, I think you're doing pretty well there. I don't have a whole lot of feedback on this, I'm sorry to say. I think you're just in a very competitive niche. But the good thing with applying what you're doing to so many different genres and games, I think you really have the possibility to reach out and bring people in from a lot of different areas. So for that, I guess, gaming Facebook groups, there might be some subreddits that might be a place where you can find an audience. It's tricky. Maybe people in chat might have some advice for your channel as well. But I think you're doing a lot of the little things right. Okay, so who else do we have here? Let me just quickly check to see if Harry Moody did get in with a request at all. Not seeing anything in chat from Harry. So, moving right along, we have Earhawksiminis. Am I saying that right? Earho0x? I'm going to go with Earhawksiminis. Are you still around? And what would you like? Do you have a question? Would you like a little quick tutorial, channel review, help get a video unstuck, review thumbnails? Not seeing anything in chat from that person. Blazing Games is also here. Blazing Games wants a channel review. Okay. Bookend, you're welcome. I saw that you were thinking about overhauling the description. I hope that's helpful. I wish you all the success. And you're quite welcome for the review. So, Blazing Games. Another gaming channel, I presume. So, you got a picture of the Joker here as the profile picture. Some challenges around that. One, you probably don't own the image. If you drew that, though, that's amazing, and maybe your channel should be about drawing. And so, is your gaming channel largely about Batman-themed games, DC-themed games? Because just looking at the profile picture, people might think you're about DC generally. And so, maybe I'll go for the latest, Birds of Prey review and, comic reviews and stuff like that. So it's kind of generic, and I think long-term, if you did become very successful, if you don't have the rights to the image, that gets tricky. So you might want to give some thought to your profile picture. So, I'm just looking here at the description. So you've got over 1,000 subscribers, so excellent, that's good. 172 videos, so that's a pretty good subscriber to video ratio. Not that that's an important metric, it's just interesting. Welcome to Blazing Games channel. Looking for entertaining gaming, look no further. I do what I love, and it's fun to share it with. That description's not great, just to be honest. What is good in there, there's two words that are good in there. There's Blazing Games, which is your channel name, which helps you with keyword alignment and SEO for your channel. That's good. And the word gaming. But nothing else here tells me anything. And nothing else here helps you with SEO. Welcome to Blazing Games channel. No kidding. I'm on YouTube. I know it's a channel. There's no information there. It's nice to welcome people, but in text, in a description, it's not the place to do it. You can do that at the top of your video. Welcome to my channel, on your channel trailer or something. You can do that if you want. I don't think your channel description is where that is. It's a description. It's not a welcome message. So, there's that. Looking for entertaining gaming. Again, there's no one, not practically anyone. There's probably a couple people here and there, but there's virtually no one on YouTube who thinks they're not entertaining. In fact, question for chat, okay? Is your channel entertaining or not entertaining? I would be curious to see if anyone says that, no, it's not entertaining. And they're the only channels that do not think that they themselves are entertaining, I think, might be certain relaxation channels. So they might play soft music or sounds, maybe some light ASMR type stuff that might help people sleep. Those are the channels that probably intentionally are not entertaining. And that's probably 1% of YouTube, and the other 99% is all out there to entertain. So saying that you're entertaining is, it doesn't distinguish you from the pack in any way. I hope this doesn't sound too harsh, but if I sugarcoat it, then you're not going to get the message as clearly. It's going to take longer, and you're just going to not get value out of this. Look no further. No information there. I do what I love, and it's fun to share. Okay, it's fun to share. That's kind of cool, I guess, but honestly, you're still no real information conveyed. Okay, so you're not doing the things that you think will get you views. You're doing the things that you love. Is that what you're trying to say? If so, you could say that a little bit stronger. But again, as a potential viewer, it adds no value to me. And so that is from the viewer perspective and the information perspective. Now let's think about it with SEO in mind. And I really think channel descriptions with SEO in mind is something that a lot of YouTubers don't think about, and that's fair. When we sign up, it's often like, I got to fill out another stupid bio. Okay, I'll fill it out. Get me to the part where I can make videos. And then they never look back at it again. But it's a missed opportunity. So those of us who do look critically and do update it from time to time and keep it focused have an advantage. We need every advantage we can get as a small YouTuber. So, Blazing Games helps with SEO because that's your channel name, and gaming makes it clear that that's what your channel is about. Is anyone searching the following words? Welcome to channel looking for entertaining. Look no further. I do what I love and it's fun to share with. I guarantee you, show me your analytics from the search terms that are bringing traffic to your channel, and I don't think any of those words will be there. They're not helping you. So let's do this in a way that does help you. If you said Blazing Games is a game, is yours. What is it? Blazing Games is your home base for gaming. Blah, 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 or for a particular kind of gaming. In the previous channel review, I was talking about the 3 different ways, the different like matrix axes you can define your channel and niche down. Figure out what that is and put that in there, and that will help you with conveying information, enticing an audience, and SEO. That having been said, in terms of your name, it scores a fair with TubeBuddy, 35 out of 100. Search volume is very low, but the competition is relatively low as well, so that's fine. Most used tags, I'm seeing PlayStation 4, so that makes me think that you're probably a PlayStation 4 gamer. I'm not seeing any other consoles showing here. So you could say, welcome to Blazing Games, your home for PS4 gaming, and then just go from there. I notice also that some of the tags that come up is Sony Interactive Entertainment and Share Factory with the trademark on it. And hashtag PS4 share. What that's telling me is that you're using the automatic upload feature from your PS4 to upload your videos. There's nothing wrong with that, but when you do that, the videos automatically get tagged with those things. And so that means everybody uploading that way has those tags. Very competitive. What small YouTubers want to do to try and grow their audience, particularly when they're smaller, is to go for long tail keywords that don't have a lot of competition. And these have a lot of competition. So what I would recommend is after uploading, going back in, and again, with TubeBuddy installed in a browser plugin, it's much easier, going in and then adjusting the tags and removing potentially things like Share Factory and Sony Interactive Entertainment. I don't think those are very effective search tags to be chasing. And PS4 share. Because again, there's just going to be so much out there that I don't think it'll help you. If you can get more specific, something a little longer tailed, that might work better. Let's dive into the channel here. Okay, so you've got some... Whoops, whoa, what's going on? That was weird. Okay, so it looks like you have something serving as a channel trailer. Yeah, okay, Night Wolf Day 1 combos. So a few things here. One, you should probably have something that is an actual channel trailer. I mean, if you don't, having something serving as one is fine for now, but longer term you want to be successful. You're here investing the time with me, so I think you want to be, and so I would invest the time in creating a sizzle reel. We're talking 30 to 90 seconds of your best moments. Set it to some music or the original audio, or, and this is what I recommend more, record a voiceover where you explain why you do YouTube, put that with it, maybe also with some music, then that would be potentially a very compelling channel trailer. But it's good that you got something up here because it does give you views and watch time, kind of as a freebie. The title here, you should capitalize the word day and combos to look professional. Proper capitalization will help with things like, let's say an indie game developer wants you to review their game and they'll give you a free download code to get it off the PS Store. That'd be cool, right? Well, to impress those organizations and companies, you want to do the little things right, like having proper punctuation and grammar whenever possible. I might seem like I'm nitpicking about it, but that is, that's I think, an easy fix. To just look a little bit more professional for those potential sponsorships or free samples, reviews, and collaborations. If I were to collaborate with a channel and I see a channel and they're not putting the effort into proper capitalization on their titles, that makes me wonder what other things they're not putting the effort into. And so the description here is just Share Factory trademark and then a link to the PlayStation Store. So that is no description at all. I'm assuming that this video is about a game called Nightwolf, and there's a function in it where you can do combos, and you did this the day it came out, day one, basically. I'm assuming. Or perhaps the game is structured that, like, every level is a day. Maybe that's it too. I don't know. But I'm just guessing, and that's because I have a small background in gaming. I have a PS4, but I've barely played it. So you want to have step one. I just like a week ago released a video here on this channel called writing SEO, writing titles for SEO, something like that. And the first thing I have in my sequel that's coming out in sometime soon, it's going to be about descriptions. Take that title that you try to, I recommend watching that video and thinking about titles for SEO. And then once you have a refined title, copy that title into the description at the bare minimum. You could do it now. Open another window if you want. Edit this and just copy Nightwolf Day 1 combos. Change the D and C to capitals. Copy it and put that at the beginning of the description. Doing that alone will improve this video in search and discovery. Take out the share factory. Maybe keep the link, maybe remove it. That's up to you. But actually write a description. It's going to help people understand what it's about, make them more likely to click on it and watch it, and it will help you do better in search. Looking at your banner here, it's kind of an interesting thing. It's sort of like a, what do they call it, a word cloud, which is kind of a cool idea. And so gaming you have as sort of like the brighter part of it. That's kind of a cool look. I like it. I think the contrast between the bright part and the darker part could be greater, just to make it pop a little bit more, but it's pretty solid. I don't really have much of a complaint there. My only thought is that the name of your channel isn't up there, but you do have the theme of it with gaming, which is nice. I would take a critical look at it to see if there's words in there that aren't necessarily things you cover. Do you talk, about latency? Do you grind? Do you... Grind is in there a few times. Do you play MMOs? If you don't, and you have the ability to edit the image in that way, you might want to consider substituting it. Like, for example, I'm just kind of scanning it with my eyes right now, and I'm not seeing PS4 in there anywhere, but clearly this is like, PS4 is a thing you do. I'm not seeing, is PlayStation in there? Don't think. Clan is in there a few times. Are you in a gaming clan? If not, maybe sub out Clan for PlayStation and PS4. Throw that in there. That might be a good idea. PC multiplayer. I don't know. Do you do PC games as well? So that's just something to think about. But I think that the banner is actually pretty good. I think it's fine even if you just left it as is. I think that's doing all right. You've attempted to link your Instagram, but I don't think you've done it properly. Let me check. Okay, no, that does actually go to the Instagram, and that's kind of interesting. Is that displaying? Yes, that is displaying. That's interesting, the Instagram here. Okay, there's a few things going on here, because you're a gaming channel, and this is the Instagram in support of your gaming channel. There's no hint of gaming in the profile picture. And again, the description here, again, proper punctuation. There's supposed to be an apostrophe between the I and the am in I'm. So there's that. You also hear, for example, you have 1,000 subscribers, but your link here on Instagram is like the older, longer form link to your channel. So if you haven't gotten your custom URL, I really recommend you do that. I've got a video about it here on the channel that you can go watch if you have some questions about that. But go get your custom URL, and then once you have it, or if you already have it, this link here you should change to your custom URL. It is more professional looking, and it's as a shorter link, people would be more inclined to click on it, I think. So that way you could be youtube.com/ whatever it is, Blaze Gaming King, whatever it might be. Like my two channels, I have custom URLs. This channel is youtube.com/ small YouTubers boost. My primary channel, youtube.com/ vacation impossible, which is particularly useful if you ever decide to have any kind of advertising materials or merch. I have bumper stickers that I got from Vistaprint. This is on my car right now. I also put this on my luggage. I have a magnet. In fact, if you look, it's back there. There's another one. It's kind of small. And then I have an updated magnet design that I have there as well. So this, I put, my friend has it on the side of his truck. And when I stay in on a cruise ship, I put it on the door for my room. It helps me two ways. One, it advertises my channel with my custom URL right there. And also, if I've had a little too many margaritas, it makes it easier to find my cabin. So little things like that. I mean, I was in Promo Box, which isn't a thing anymore, but they even made these little like magnet calendars here. I got like little stickers. So like I have a Microsoft Surface 7 that I use and take on the road with me, and it's gotten a little bit of cosmetic damage. I just pop a sticker on the damage, and so I cover up that I banged up my tablet a little bit, and I'm advertising my channel. And so a custom URL is really like, the sticker, it's not on there, but you'll see that on like this magnet, it's got the YouTube logo and then my channel name. And on the magnet and the bumper sticker that I showed earlier, it's got that URL on there, right? So having a custom URL, people ask me often, you know, does it get easier to grow your channel? Does your channel grow faster when you hit 100 subscribers? And it does, but a big part of why that happens is you got that custom URL, which is much easier to advertise. So if you don't have it, get it. If you do have it, update the description there to show it. And just looking at this Instagram, I know this wasn't what you asked for, but I think Instagram could be, some people, it's very successful for driving traffic. So a lot of people got big on Instagram and then brought the audience over to YouTube. I'm no Instagram expert, but I do have, you know, a couple thoughts. I've got like 300 odd followers or something on my Instagram, I think. More than that, maybe? I don't know. And so that's something to think about. And so looking at like the pictures here, okay, so it looks like you're using TubeBuddy. Solid, good. That's an advantage. That'll save you time and help you do better. But it's interesting. So you were celebrating that you got 1,100 subscribers. That's totally appropriate and fine. But the other things I'm seeing here, I don't think they're really about gaming per se. So it doesn't feel on brand. And so this is problematic for a couple of reasons. One, if there is a company that wants to work with you and they go to your YouTube channel, and I still think that this isn't set up quite right because this should have an Instagram icon next to it. So I think you might want to go in and tweak that a little bit to make sure it's entered there properly. I think, I forget, it's been a while since I've done it. I think if you drop the HTTPS : or whatever, I think that might work. We can also go to my channel and I can show you how I've done it if that's useful to you. But if a company were to click on this and then go over here and think like, okay, so if we give him a free code to try our game, he'll review it on his channel probably, and he might also post about it on Instagram. Let's go check out the Instagram. But then they come to this and they think, okay, well, he probably won't because this doesn't seem to be at all about his channel. So that's just something to think about. You might want to consider... you know, you don't necessarily have to like remove what's already there, but you might want to post more frequently with things that are on brand for you. And then that's also more likely to drive traffic to your channel from Instagram, which, assuming that you have Instagram up here on your funnel as an entry point and your goal is for them to hit your YouTube channel, then yeah, your Instagram profile and pictures drive people to your channel, then it should be about your channel. Otherwise, people won't necessarily click through. So that's just something to think about there. Okay, I'm curious. How many followers? Okay, yeah, Vacation Impossible. I've got a little over 300 followers, so I don't know much. But if you're to come here, we are a travel channel. So my description is about travel. My link has my custom URL. I have some travel-related highlights here from stories. In fact, if you click on this one, you'll see there's that sticker I was just showing you with the URL right there. That's one of the ways you can use advertising stuff like that. And so my pictures here is about travel. That's me in first class over there. So that's just something to think about. Going back to the channel here. You know what? Let's go take a look at how I have set up mine, just so I can show you the links. So you go to your About page, and this is where you can have your various links. I think if you go Customize Channel here, this is the links, right? So these are the links that I've set up, the social links. Why do I have Flickr? Maybe I should get rid of Flickr. What do you guys think in chat? Should I get rid of Flickr? Is that just dumb? All I post there is thumbnails. taking a look here. Doesn't look like a whole lot of chat going on. That's fine. Anyways, that's criminal PS4 for life. I assume that's when I said I have a PS4 and I barely played it. I got it on Boxing Day and I'm a busy guy. What should I be doing? Should I be doing this live stream or playing PS4? I could go hop on and start playing like Call of Duty right now. I don't think that's what y'all want me to do. So anyways, okay, let's see here. So I've got these various links. And so if I go to click edit, you can see how it's set up. So you can add, and so this is where you can put Instagram, and then you put the link over here. And so for Instagram, you can put the HTTP. I think don't put the S. Don't put the www. So just go http:// link it that way. And on the left-hand side, under link title, write Instagram. Then it will show up properly with the icon. That's what you're going to want to do. And I'm just going to go here and remove Flickr because that's a little ridiculous. And what do I have here? I have my iTunes podcast. I got my Patreon, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Tumblr, my Pinterest, and my website. That's probably good. I might go and add my LinkedIn maybe because I just recently started trying LinkedIn a bit more. But there we go. That's how you get those icons up there. So that was a quick little demo on how to do that. Go back to the channel we were just looking at. So if we go to his About page, these are just links that look like they're unlabeled. So you saw on the left when I showed you, you can put a label. When you put the label, that's when I think it pulls. Okay, this is weird. Now the icon's showing up, and also there's Twitter there now. Did you just edit that? Or did it maybe not fully load when I clicked on it before? That might have been a browser thing on my end. Anyways, this will display better, I think. Yeah, because you can change the label. I see. Yeah, if you don't write Instagram, you could write like what you want to appear here, and I think just the URL doesn't look great. So you could type in on that label. It could just be my Instagram, something like that. It's ultimately up to you. It looks like the Twitter is fine, though. I think that's actually formatted properly. Yeah, there we go. This is interesting. Again, Twitter description. These channel reviews sometimes take me to unusual places. I'm a upcoming YouTuber with a loving family, wife, and kids. It should be I apostrophe lowercase m. I'm an upcoming. Upcoming should be one word. YouTuber with a loving wife, loving family, wife, and kids. So, like, the wife and kids should maybe in parentheses because the wife and kids make up the family. But again, that description, you don't even mention the gaming at all or PS4. So here you could say, like, I'm a PS4 gaming YouTuber with a lovely family. I couldn't do it without my wife and kids. I don't know, something like that. Just to flush it out a little bit. And so again, let's pretend I'm a brand thinking about giving you something for free or sponsoring you, wanting to work with you. I'm going to, in my diligence, assuming I have the time and the training and the professionalism myself, I'm going to go and look at these things and see how they're set up. Let's also say that maybe I'm Instagram or I'm Twitter, and I'm thinking about giving you a verification check mark. I'm going to go look at these other things and then see, well, is this really you? Is it actually that person, or is this a fake, imposter? And if I see that the name and the profile picture and the description and the branding and the content is consistent across platforms, I'm much more likely to give you that check mark. But if I go and I see that your Instagram has nothing to do with gaming, and maybe your Twitter's nothing about gaming, but your YouTube's about gaming, I might be less inclined to think that it's actually you, that it's consistent, and give you that check mark. So that's just something to think about. Some of the things you're tweeting here looks to be about buying phones, which, I mean, if you do some gaming on your phone, might make sense. Otherwise, you might want to consider having a personal Twitter separate from one that promotes your channel. I actually have 3 Twitter accounts. This is my personal one, Cowman. So this is where, let me find a good example of something. Actually, yeah, it's just tweets. I haven't really been using my personal one for personal things lately. But yeah, here we go. I had a thought the other day. If 98% of Twitter is nice and 2% aren't, then how do we drown out all the hate? That has nothing to do with my channels. It was a thought I had about Twitter. If most of Twitter's nice and only 2% are the jerks, why do we hear the jerks all the time? And what can we do about that? I was just thinking about that. And so I do retweet from my other accounts, and I like the other stuff to share it with the audience that comes to me for me. But this is a different audience than people that come to my Vacation Impossible channel. Twitter's a Twitter account. Let me just make sure I'm broadcasting that. Yes, I am. Okay, good. So this is my Vacation Impossible Twitter. So again, I'm talking about travel. I have a couple hashtags in there, and again, I have the custom URL, which I noticed on the other one there wasn't. And so here I have a pinned tweet, which is my most recent video. I retweet things that are in my subject area. So this is about travel. And so there's that. I actually have a back and forth with United. I was telling people about some problems in Houston affecting the airport. This is all travel related content. And then I have yet another one you're probably unsurprised to discover, which is going to be about, I think it's, YouTubers_boost, and that's in support of this channel and the Facebook group. And so here you see it says the official Twitter of the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group with over 130,000 members. And I have a link here, not to the channel, but to the Facebook group, because that's where we're most active, and I think we can do the most good. It's only got about 100 followers, but that's okay. And so here, my pinned tweet is that SEO for titles video that I think can help a lot of people. I tweet about things like this very live stream. This is kind of meta. This is the inception moment where we're in the live stream looking at the tweet about the live stream, recursive live stream. I might occasionally retweet other YouTubers and videos and things like that. Mostly I'm posting about stuff that's relevant, like the Google employee in Zurich who was diagnosed with the coronavirus because Google owns YouTube. So having those for their specific purposes. And so, I don't use my Vacation Impossible one to try and win a contest unless it's a contest about travel, for example. So some things to think about. But the link to Twitter is all good. You've set that up properly, so that's fine. Let's go back here. Oh, that's kind of a cool thing that it's doing there. I wonder if that's just in-game footage or not. If it's something you designed, that's impressive. You got uploads and created playlists here. So there's some work to do. Okay. So here's what I recommend. Come here on your channel, click Customize Channel, go to the very bottom, and it will allow you to add sections. And I want you to add at least 3 sections. One section I want you to add is going to be popular uploads, and make it a horizontal single playlist. The reason you do this is because it will automatically update itself over time, but it will show your 6 most popular videos. If somebody comes to your channel and wants to know what are they known for, what are they maybe best at, then they can scroll to that and see right away, and it'll update itself in time, and that's fine. And then add a couple that are playlists of yours that have at least 6 videos. So what I'm thinking is Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6. Add a couple of those. That will flesh out your channel more, and add, let's see, what is it? There's that will add 18 more videos that people could click on from your channel page. That's not a bad thing. I also recommend adding the module for featured or recommended channels, similar channels, and put some other channels there. Maybe if you've collaborated with anyone that you admire that's in your niche. And if you can't think of anyone, possibly the developers for the games that you play. The people who made Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil and things like that, Friday the 13th. That will show the algorithm what kind of content you are about, and it'll show the community that you're supporting developers or fellow YouTubers. And so I think that's just full of win. And it could potentially increase session watch time. It's good to have watch time on your channel, but also what happens after they stop watching your channel. If they stay on YouTube and watch other videos for hours, that actually is a little micro boost to your video and channel. If they watch your video and then close the browser or go to a completely different website, that is that doesn't give you the boost. That could actually hurt you a little in the algorithm, because YouTube is obsessed with people staying on the platform for as long as possible, and watch time is what it's all about. There's watch time for you, but there's also session watch time. How much they've watched in this session of whatever. Any uninterrupted period of being on their portal, basically, on their platform. So let's take a look at some playlists here. Yeah, Resident Evil 7 and 2, Dragon Ball Fighters. Just pick a couple, 2 or 3, that have at least 6 videos and put them on your home screen. Maybe the ones that perform the best and have the most views. You have the community tab, which is awesome. I don't think they've turned it on for this channel yet. And so this is interesting. I'm still learning about the community tab. I've had it on my Vacation Impossible channel, but I haven't used it much. What series should I do next? I'm gonna vote Crash Bandicoot. And I'll give that a little thumbs up. There you go. Little interactivity there. Which series should I do next? Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So only 3 community posts so far, but you're probably relatively new to having it. I'm still waiting to get it for this channel. I don't think I have it yet. Let me check, because if I do, that would be very exciting for me. I have it! What should I post? What should be my first community post? Of course, I'm not actually currently logged in as this channel. I'm logged in as Vacation Impossible. If you have any ideas in chat, let me know. I am excited. I got the community post. That's yes. That's one of the big reasons why I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers, is because I'm wanting to see what kind of content I can post there. Maybe in like a blog format, some written stuff. I think that might be potentially pretty good. So that's exciting. You saw it here first, folks. Just looking at the description. I love interacting with my subscribers and showing my skills at the same time. Become a part of my gaming family and have some fun. So I guess what I want to ask about with this description is, what's in it for them? You enjoy interacting with your subscribers and you show off your skills. What does that mean for your audience? Showing off your skills, is it just, hey, I'm awesome at jumping in this game? Or could you show them how to improve their skills as well? That might be how you can take it from talking about yourself to talking about them. And the more you can make it about them and the value that they get, the more likely they are to subscribe and to potentially one day become those true fans that I talked about. Let's check the channelytics. TubeBuddy, free tool. You have no channel tags. So you really should put gaming, PS4, PlayStation, Mortal Kombat 11, Resident Evil, and then all the different Resident Evils as individual tags. There's like a dozen right there that you could use right away. Put that in, and it'll help your channel come up in search, and your videos come up in search more too, because it aligns and it tells the algorithm what your channel is about. I'm seeing here that you had a bit of a spike in views around February 22nd. Let's see if there was a corresponding increase in subscribers. There was not, but you did have a big increase in subscribers. Oh, okay. No, that's not it either. On February 3rd. And then you had a good sort of end of the month as well. That's interesting. What's going on here? Not seeing a new video on the 3rd. What happened on the 3rd? Try to find out what happened on the 3rd is my advice. Did you share your channel and videos somewhere very effectively on Reddit or on a Facebook group or Twitter or somewhere? So look at your analytics on your channel and try to narrow it down to that day and see what happened. Because something got you 10 subscribers that day. Whereas the previous day you got 3 and the next day I don't think any, or like 1 or 2 or something. 1. What happened that day? And then bottle it and sell it. Or more accurately, I think, try to figure out what it was and then try to recreate it. If you shared it in a particular subreddit, maybe that's a subreddit you want to be more active in. Same with Facebook groups or message boards or things of that nature. Maybe you commented on somebody else's video and that drove traffic. I don't know. Try to find out what it was that happened around February 3rd, because that grew your subscribers. Meanwhile, around the 22nd, you got more views. And you hadn't put out a video into the 20th, but there is a wave that begins starting on the 20th. So what video did you put out on the 20th? Because that seems to have been a driver of views. So what did you do on the 3rd and what did you do on the 20th? On the 3rd, you got subscribers. On the 20th, you got views. So whatever video you put out on the 20th, maybe doing more videos of that nature might drive more views. And yeah, just try to see what your traffic sources were around the 3rd to see about driving your subscriber growth there. But there you have it. That's my channel review there. I'm going to head back over to chat and see what's happening. I don't use Flickr. Yeah, I don't know that anybody uses Flickr in terms of supporting a YouTube channel. Froggy Chicken is here. Carson Young is here. Welcome to the party. Earhawks Minis is still around. They like magnets. Earhawks. Okay. Channel feedback. Cool. All right, let's do it. iFund Chris YouTube's channel comedy. Welcome. DJ Talks is here. Longtime participator in these live streams. Glad to see you. So yeah, for people who don't know, I go chronologically in chat. So the earlier you speak in chat, then I go to you for your question, your request, whatever it might be. So, Earhawks. Okay, Earhawks Minis. So that's a picture of you. It looks like you're in front of some art, maybe some graffiti or indigenous art, perhaps, looking at the eyes. It's a pretty good picture of you, so that's good. Looking at the image, that's all I'm looking at. I think that it would be possibly about you as a personality. The art behind you makes me think that it could be about art, maybe painting, graffiti, spray painting, indigenous art, something like that, possibly. It could be maybe travel, lifestyle. Those are my thoughts just from the profile picture. Looking at the profile picture in chat, it's clearly a picture of you. It's almost like a nice, professionally done headshot looking there. So those are just some first impressions, so you can get a sense of what a total stranger thinks about as they slowly encounter your aspects of your channel. The name doesn't tell me much. It looks somewhat random. In terms of the name, TubeBuddy, the browser plugin, if you don't have it, there's a link below, gives it a score of 36 out of 100. Low search volume, but not a lot of competition. And given what it is, that makes sense. Searching it, it looks like all of the videos and playlists that come up, or sorry, there's just videos. The videos and your channel, it's all you, so you are owning your name very effectively, so kudos there. I see you have 191 subscribers, so I hope you have a custom URL. If you don't, I recommend going to get one. And I have a video on this channel about that. 82 videos, so that's a pretty good subscriber to video ratio. One of the things that in the creator community people often say, I think like Roberto Blake made a video or two about this and said it is, go create 100 crappy videos. And I actually really like that. Not because, I hope it doesn't come off as an insult to anybody, but I think the idea is, like, allow yourself to make free. I like to think it's freeing. Free yourself to make your first 100 videos and just get off your own back about it. You know, it's not going to be perfect, and you're going to get better as you go. I mean, if you didn't go to college for video production, you're going to be largely probably self-taught on a lot of things. And so video 1 and video 101 are going to look probably very different from each other, and that's a good thing. Embrace it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy learning and get the videos out there so you can have a back catalog of content that can drive views and subscribers and give people something to binge when they come across you. And so I think that, yeah, I like that. Make 100 crappy videos just because, like, don't stress about them being perfect. And I'm not saying that's something that you do necessarily. This is just generally for people. And so that's part of what I like about that. So here we go. I Suck at Painting is a series of videos for beginning miniature painters consisting of contrast paint experiments, fast and easy. I like that. I mean, there's a smile on my face. I'm chuckling. I like that description. I would suggest... I think you can use a little tweaking. I think videos isn't adding much. I don't know. If I Suck at Painting is the name of a series, I would be inclined to capitalize it. But at the same time, just looking at, like, it looks like it begins with I Suck at Painting as a phrase, and that's funny. So I'd almost just leave that. I Suck at Painting is a series for beginning miniature painters. So I drop out of videos because it's YouTube. Everything's videos. So I Suck at Painting is a series for beginning miniature painters. Amateur miniature painters, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe beginning's fine. So it's important. The word miniature there is very key, I think. Consisting of contrast paint experiments, fast and easy. I really like this. I think, yeah, I would just drop the word of videos. Because then it lets a little bit more show before the truncation and search results. And it gets to the point just a little bit faster. It makes it a little less wordy. And videos doesn't help you with SEO on YouTube. Everything's video. And from an information standpoint, it doesn't help either because it's YouTube, everything's video. But this is kind of cool. That's what minis is about. Miniatures. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Minis. I get it. Now. My friend paints miniatures. It's not really my thing. So I'm looking at the most used tags, care of the Search Buddy browser plugin. Warhammer 40k, which has miniatures, miniature painting, I suck at painting, Citadel, electronic music, that's a little off, miniatures, games, workshop, painting Warhammer, painting for beginners, how to paint. Those are all really good tags. Looking at the videos here, asset drop. Okay, I'm guessing that's like a monthly loot box kind of thing, loot crate kind of thing. How to paint blood effect on weapons. That's kind of cool. No mold, best do-it-yourself wet palette. This is kind of cool. The thumbnails that I'm seeing here, oh, music video. That's probably where the electronic music goes. See, that's the thing, is it sounds like you're maybe trying to serve two niches, and that can be a little problematic to be a servant of two masters, because the algorithm, it would be harsh to say the algorithm punishes you, but it won't do you any favors because it will be confused about your content. Are you about painting miniatures or electronic music? It's fine if you're about both, but that means the algorithm won't have confidence that any particular video it's showing is going to be about one or the other. And so as a result, you won't appear as high in search or recommended. That's just something to think about. I can't tell you what to do, but it's something that's worth thinking about and making a conscious decision on. So let's dive in here. I'm kind of excited to see this channel because those thumbnails, they're not very consistent, but they are nice. They look great. Okay, so whoop, jumping around here. Let me just shut down Channelytics. I need to shut down Channelytics before moving on. That's the thing, because it causes the page to move because it loads in components. All right. Okay, there is some awesome stuff going on here, and I do have some slight recommendations here and there. So for your banner, nice image. I love that image. It's colorful, it's crisp, it communicates what you're about. Awesome. I got nothing on that image that I would change in terms of that background image. In terms of the text is, I mean, it's an aesthetic choice. And looking at your thumbnails, I mean, you have a pretty good understanding of graphic design. I think your thumbnail game is probably better than mine, so I don't think I'm going to have a lot to say about that necessarily. But, you know, my one thought is that it would be a little bit more readable with a block font, but it's readable fine at this resolution. So you've probably already done this, but if you haven't, I would take a look at your channel on a phone. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now on my phone, just to see what it looks like. So, and I assume you have a custom URL, but right now it's just showing us the user thing. But even if you have a custom URL, it does that sometimes. It does it to me still, and I've had a custom URL for years. Ear H0 X able. See if I did that right. No, it looks fine. It looks fine on mobile. So, you know what? No, that's fine. My one thing is I would remove that subscribe icon for a couple of reasons. One, it's not clickable. It's just a picture, and I know you know this. For another reason, there's a subscribe button not far from it, just below and to the right, that is clickable. That's smaller. So why would you draw attention away from the functional button to the thing up here? I think that it's in high contrast to the rest of the image. It's not in line with the style. I think it takes away from it, honestly. If you wanted to, and I understand we all want subscriptions. We want to motivate people to subscribe. More than having your subscription icon there in the banner, if you just put, and I don't know whether you do or not, but if you just put end cards on all of your videos that include a subscribe link, that will give you more subscribers than that image change will. So trade it up if you are not doing that. That's how about that for an exchange? If you want to draw people's attention to subscribing, you might want to consider like writing the word subscribe with like an arrow pointed towards where the subscribe button would be. That's a little dicey because it could look different at different resolutions and different devices. So I don't think your banner is where you ask for the subscribe. Another reason for that is people don't know much about you yet. They know that you got a pretty cool banner. I will give you that 100% and change. But you have yet to really provide value. And so this is one of the things that drives me a little nuts is people asking for a subscription before they provided any value. It's a pet peeve. And sometimes, and I have a video on this channel about it, you can look it up, about when to ask for a subscription. But one of the reasons that sometimes people ask at the beginning of the video is to prime people. So that in the back of their mind, as they're watching your video, they're thinking, oh, should I subscribe? Maybe I will, maybe I will. They're making that choice. And so it's sort of like the subconscious conditioning, implanting the idea early on. It's not that people will click it when you first ask, if you ask at the beginning of the video. They probably won't, because they don't know anything about you yet. So I can understand there's a bit of a strategic reason for doing that. I don't think that purpose is served by putting it in the banner. So I would remove that. I think it takes away from what is otherwise a lovely, lovely image. You've got some links here. Facebook, Instagram, and something that didn't load properly for me. What the heck is this? Another channel? Email? What is this? Gmail? Whoa, whoa, whoa. That got weird. Huh. That was a thing. I don't know what that is, but I think you should remove it. Email. No. Don't do that. For one thing, it's a malformed link. Oh, hey, look, now it's showing as a Google icon. No, don't. Don't do that. Take it out. That's interesting. Yeah. So, no, your email can appear here. If somebody wants to reach out to you to send you free samples to review, to do a sponsorship, to do a collaboration with you or something, they will go here, they will click, and they will get it. And that's how the professional people do it, and they're used to it, and that's normal. The extra clicks is not a disincentive to them by any means. So you don't also need it here. The people that will get it from that link will be the spammers. And that will create a signal-to-noise problem for you. If you get one legitimate email from a company that wants to send you some paints or brushes or figurines to paint, and 20 emails about male enhancement supplements or some other dang thing, send us money and we'll give you subscribers, which will totally get your channel shut down. Don't you ever do that. All that spam crap. And so your challenge as you grow is going to be increasingly a signal to noise problem. And so just preempt that and make it a little easier on yourself. So please take that email link out is my advice. I feel strongly about this, as you can probably tell. Okay, Channelytics, man, just go away. I will get to you, Channelytics. See, buddy, it's like a little enthusiastic dog that wants to go for a walk. It's just today for some reason. Okay, so anyways, yeah, awesome. But yeah, awesome banner. I know I said it before, but I'm well impressed. Let's see, how to paint iron stuff with stuff, because I don't know about that stuff. Cool. Okay, so I noticed something interesting here. You say, big thanks to Keith for requesting these videos. You have at least one true fan probably in Keith. So good to keep Keith happy, whoever Keith is out there. So that's good. See the rest of the videos here. I would probably put the description before linking to the playlist, because that is better for when this video comes up in search results. In fact, let's see, can I highlight this? Let's have a little experiment here. I'm going to search for this video, and let's see what comes up. So we've got the beginning of the description that I see here says, see the rest of the videos here. And that's not great. The reason it's not great is because if I'm looking for something and I'm not entirely certain, like it's got some, I'm assuming Japanese, possibly Chinese characters here. I don't think they're Korean. And so, like, I'm not necessarily 100% certain what this is about. And so if the description began with experimenting with this kind of paint to achieve this kind of a look or whatever it says, that would increase my confidence and interest in clicking on it. And looking at some of the other results here, in this tutorial, we show you how to quickly paint. That is pretty good. Tom test drives the Citadel contrast range, right? Pretty good, although he links to his Patreon pretty early. And again here, see the rest of the videos. But down here, in this video, I paint a, that's good. So, and it's good to sometimes look at what the competition is doing, because sometimes that's how we, get inspired to do something, or maybe realize that it's, I don't sound harsh, maybe making a little bit of a mistake. But I want to pivot immediately from that to something very positive. I want to point out to people here, the CC, look at that. So what we have here is closed captioning that this person has done. Massive thumbs up to you for that for a couple of reasons. One, that ain't easy. That is hard work. These are not short videos. That is a 17.5-minute video, a 12, nearly 13-minute video that you captioned. That is some tedious ass work. And so I respect you for that, I gotta say. So well done there. The other thing about that I would mention is it helps you in the algorithm so much, because YouTube can hear what you're saying. Do you hear me, YouTube? I know you're listening. Small YouTubers boost. Livestream Channel Reviews. I'm getting keywords in there. It knows I said those words. Probably. If it heard me correctly, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it thinks I'm swearing like a sailor, and I am not. I don't know what the fox it's thinking. And so what my trick to caption a little faster is, if auto captions are generated for your video, you can go in and just edit them and correct the errors, and then that makes it better. If there's nothing, then you got to type it out, and that's tedious work. Both of them are tedious. The second one's just more tedious. So the thing about that is, by typing it out or by correcting the errors to the actual correct word, maybe Oruk, it thought was something else, or a rook, maybe. And so it thinks your video is about chess, but you're really about Oruk. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that correctly. And so by making that correction, you're making better alignment with the algorithm, that it is more confident that it knows what your video about. This is not about chess. I know that now. And so that's another reason that captioning is really, really important. It does also give you a micro boost in the algorithm, because it just gives you points for doing the work, honestly, and using the function. And then on top of all of that, if somebody is at an airport and they don't have their earbuds, hopefully, for the love of God, they're not listening to videos with sound on. They're not watching videos with sound on. If you're in a crowded place, a doctor's office, a waiting room, something, at the food court at the mall, and you don't have earbuds or headphones, they can still watch your video by turning the captions on and not being a social pariah and, frankly, jerk. I have strong feelings about people who do that. They could be at work on their lunch break or something and not able to listen. Or they might be hearing impaired, or they might speak a different language. And given that there's other language characters in the title there, that is probably even all the more likely for you. And so if there is an English translation subtitle, then they might easily be able to get that translated. So it opens up a greater audience. So when I caption my videos, I normally get between 3 and 11% of my views are with the captions turned on. So it's reasonable to think that I'm getting 3 to 11% more views on my videos that I caption. Because otherwise, if it's not captioned, they might not be watching it. Or they'll watch it for a couple seconds, realize they can't understand what's going on, and then click off. And then my retention tanks. So kudos to you for that. Well done captioning. I always respect people who caption. Oh my God, Channelytics, you're so needy. This will probably be, I think, my last channel review of the broadcast. Just a little FYI. Hopefully I can still keep going. We can have a robust conversation in chat if you want. I'm just going to kind of take a break from the channel reviews. Your thumbnails are great. They're nicely done. I don't know about this one here. I can't read that title. I don't know what it's about. Presumably it's about the motorcycle. I don't know. Could be about a car crash. Couldn't tell you. So that's interesting. Also happen to notice that one's not captioned. It's only 37 seconds. So I don't know what's going on with that. Because all of your other thumbnails are so professional, are so well done. And I just want to point out to everybody, you notice how Okay, right along here, those are just kind of screen caps, which for what it is kind of makes sense. You could design something, but given that the view count is kind of low, it might not be worth the effort, or it could improve that view count. I'm not sure. But yeah, my stomach is making noises. I think I need to have lunch. Other than this prelim fights one, he's doing very well about avoiding that bottom right-hand corner wasteland where the timestamp goes. So that's good. So yeah, the fights one, maybe you could adjust the text there so that it's not overriding that. That is not one of your videos. That's interesting that you... What's going on here? Is this a mistake? This is a playlist for asset drop unboxings, and it seems like there's a nearly 3-hour MMA fight from another channel that got added. That shouldn't be there for a few reasons. One, it's not your channel. Two, it doesn't seem to be about the asset drop. And this is like one of the things does not look like the other. And you know what the funny thing is? This is the only thumbnail that I was really kind of being critical of about that text thing. And it's from a verified channel. See, even the big guys don't know everything. And so if we can do a little better than the big guys, we can maybe compete with the big guys a little bit better. So anyways, that's weird. And yeah, also this one here, where don't know what it's about at all. You can also have English in there, so at least it appeals to a greater audience, additional people. And given that most of what you do is English, having one thing that's completely not is definitely a little unusual, at least for me. I'm not necessarily your target audience, of course. But I like the shot that you have here. This looks very nice. Reminds me of a show in Canada called Canada's Worst Handyman. They often had shots kind of like that. It was pretty good. So it's a very professional shot, I think. And I noticed like you're using a lav mic there. So you definitely got some of the technical stuff down quite nicely. And again, these thumbnails are on point. I mean, some of them have a like slightly small font that's a little tricky. But honestly, I think, and episode numbers, I mean, at least it's small. So I think you're doing fine on thumbnails. I think the thumbnail, your thumbnail game is strong. Your playlists are good. Your channel is relatively well organized. Some of them are a little incomplete. Whoa, hold on. Asset drop unboxing appears twice. That's not good. You should remove the duplication there. Yeah, and this down here, it feels a little off and incomplete, but there's a lot you've got going on here that's going very well. All right, let's give Channelytics its go. It seemed to be knocking at the door a lot there. And I will point out you got your Facebook and your Instagram. Oh, you got rid of the email already? Awesome. I'm guessing that's what you did. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Every vid has end cards. Nice. So looking here, you've got some tags which are good. I think that you could add more. I think the ones that you have here are fine. Orc and Orcs is probably very competitive though. I think I suck at painting should totally be a channel tag. I think that's great. I think that like that could be very well branded. I think that's got a lot of potential. I like that. Also, you could put like novice painting miniatures, beginners, amateur painting miniatures, something like that. Painting miniatures for beginners, painting miniatures for dummies. Assuming that's not a book, that could be a really good one too. So that's good. Your views are relatively steady. Not a lot of spikes there. Subscribers, you got 4 on February 27th. That's pretty good. Did you have a video that day? No. That's interesting. I wonder what happened on February 27th. Maybe you did some social sharing. You might want to look into it. Similar to the advice I was giving earlier. Which is part of why I'm going to step away from channel reviews, just because I think I'm starting to repeat myself a little. That's pretty good. Check out the playlists here. There's I Suck at Painting. I Suck at Painting really would benefit from a logo if you have one. I don't see one on that picture there. Let's look at the playlist, actually. I'm just kind of curious what these thumbnails look like. Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of a mix. Interesting. I thought it might have been a dedicated series. I think it could be. I think that could potential. There's some potential there. But no, it looks like you got some good playlists here. What's this? SYB monthly playlist. VidEdge. CSYB, I think small YouTubers boost. Huh. I wonder what that is. VidEdge. Curious. Oh, well. That's a little out of focus right now. But anyways, you've got a good selection of playlists, which is pretty good. If you can think of any other dimensions of themes that run across videos, even if it's from videos of different series, like if there's, if you've got every video that deals with paint, then you could do like a miniature paints playlist. And that could have some potential. Things like that, any of those dimensions that you can think of could help with SEO. Let's go to the About page. And lots of orcs. I like that. Miniature painting is fun, but can be intimidating. Using contrast paints and easy methods can build confidence and get your minis on the table. I love that. That's fantastic. That's the kind of thing that a potential audience member can really get behind and identify with, and they see the value in it for them. Sorry, I paused there because I just had an idea. I'm thinking about where you can find an audience. There is got to be Facebook groups for this. There has got to be active subreddits for this. Maybe you're already active in them. Another thought is conventions. Last year, I went to Gen Con, which is North America's largest board gaming convention. And these sorts of games were certainly present there. Not necessarily my thing. But here's the thought. There's a large Facebook group of people who like Gen Con. If you're able to go to Gen Con or some other similar style convention, you could do a haul video where you could be like, the minis I picked up at Gen Con. And then you could, in theory, go and share that in like a Gen Con group. And then you could paint them. And so you could have a follow-up video painting my Gen Con minis. And then you could maybe share that in the Gen Con group. Using my Gen Con minis to show you how to paint your minis. Using my Gen Con, like, you see where I'm going with this, right? And so there could be tentpole events that you could go to that you could potentially use as a source of traffic. You could use that on other platforms. For example, Instagram. Let's check out your Instagram. Why not? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so down here. So it's been a while. This was 16 weeks ago. It's been 16 weeks since you've posted a picture of a mini. If you're all about painting minis... Okay. You're in Grand Rapids and Taipei, so, like, I guess... That's... Okay. Interesting. Now I'm beginning to understand sort of the language dimension there. Interesting. But anyways, I think that you should have... I guess there's a little thing there. But just, like, beauty shots of your minis is a good idea. On my personal Instagram, I used to do some pictures of my amiibos just for fun. It wasn't tied to any of my channel or anything. But I enjoyed kind of taking, like, nice glamour shots of my amiibos and posting those. So just, like, the odd glamour shot, I think, could really drive some traffic through Instagram. Because then people would be like, oh, that's beautiful. How did you... Like, your best ones, right? How did you paint that? You could do like a Amelie traveling gnome thing where maybe you take one of your minis, like your best work, assuming you're comfortable doing this, and take it and put it in unique places. You can go to like picturesque locations in Grand Rapids and could you imagine in Taipei, the juxtaposition of that. It could make for some amazing pictures that could do very well on Instagram. It could draw in sort of like a travel, a local, and a miniature painting audience all at the same time that could conceivably push traffic to your channel. So that is an interesting thought. Cool. All right. Well, there we go. I am hungry, so I'm thinking about winding things down. Let me just get caught up with the conversation in chat. I think this has been a pretty good live stream. How long have we been going for? Well, nearly 2 hours. Not bad. No wonder I'm freaking hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast, and it is now 2:30. So anyways, let's see what's going on with chat. Ray gives. This is true. Can you review my beard, please? Rat? I'm assuming. Ray, dang it, stupid autocorrect. Yeah, I assumed. Hey, Bidley, thanks for joining us as well. You know what I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but they're saying that those. I'm feeling like really washed out here. No, I shouldn't keep playing with this dang thing, but there we go. They say that because of coronavirus, people buy masks for coronavirus, and they say that the facial hair that's best to be effective with those masks is clean shaven. I might just use that as an excuse to hack this thing off. So it's for health. I want to stop pandemic. I don't have a mask. I don't plan on wearing a mask. My understanding about how that whole mask thing is that if you have it, it keeps you from spreading it through droplets, but if you don't have it, it doesn't prevent you from getting it. Because it doesn't work quite that way. And actually, it increases the likelihood because when people wear the mask, they're more likely to be adjusting it and touching their face more. And so, yeah, if you have it, wear a damn mask and quarantine yourself. If you don't have it, the mask is maybe not the best idea for that. It might work for other things. I'm soaking in all that you're saying. Helping our social media, my old gaming days. I just changed it. And retired from the military. Well, again, Will, thank you for your service. What branch? How many years? I'm just curious. Let's see. Sorry, we're kind of close to channel reviews. I have to eat. But if you had a question that I didn't get to and you want a channel review or anything like that, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. These live streams happen with really short notice just due to my family circumstances. And so you get the notification and then you're able to join promptly. You get early in chat. Just say hi or help me with the sound check. I will make sure to come back to you. It's the first person who speaks. I will go back to them in chronological order for their requests in the future. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. We've got a lot of useful tip videos here. I've got a video coming soon about how to write video descriptions for SEO. That's going to be a good 6 or 7 minute video. It's going to have a lot of tips in it. Could change things for the better for you. Robot head thumbnails. Next live stream, potentially. Oracle pair, hopefully next time. That light is not distracting. Okay, good to know. Kentoy blog, sorry that I'm running out of time. CoreyCam TV. But hopefully some of what I was talking about applies to a lot of people so you can go and apply things there. Let's see. They're bookends. Yeah, they do look like laptops. I can't unsee that now. I don't have bookends. I actually need bookends, but at my mother's place, she's got these marble ones that are a right angle, and there's like a marble ball in there, and that's why I was suggesting the ball part of the image to make it a little bit more clear that way. But that's more for me. I think bookends that have sort of like that kind of a design on it is a little bit more common. There's like a website way back in the day, I don't even know if it still exists anymore, writing.com or something, where people could like collaboratively write stories. I had some fun with it years and years and years ago, but they kind of had like some books with that kind of a bookend as part of their logo, I think. One video a day, 2 on Monday. Okay. Yeah, I think that I'm not sure of the exact time zone. Like one thing that's funny about TubeBuddy is I think they're based in California, which is the west coast of North America's time zone. Specific, the time zone that I'm in Vancouver. But like oftentimes, like when I get like a milestone, it will say tomorrow's day on it when I get the milestone certificate. So I think there might be something a little funny about time zones with TubeBuddy that way, and so that might be something like that. Let's see. Frankie London had a question. Terrell Evans, thanks for joining us. Sorry I wasn't able to get to your channel. Same for Alt F4 Gaming, but going to try and do this as much as I can. Thinking of changing my description. Tell him I'm always watching. Awesome. That is fantastic. I really appreciate that. And I hope this stuff is helpful, or at least entertaining. Froggy chicken. Did you already cover how to grow a gaming channel? Yeah, I talked about gaming channels because a couple gaming channels came up as review channels, but it's really hard. Get as niched down as possible. I think in the two areas where niching down is the most critical is vlogging and gaming. Just because each one of those makes up a third of YouTube. And so your competition is massive. The signal noise problem is massive. Getting noticed, standing out in a crowd is incredibly hard there. Won't let me take of my Facebook of my link. Okay, I'm not sure what Frankie was trying to say there. How do you get your channel reviewed, Carson? Just ask in chat, and I get to them chronologically, but we have closed channel reviews for today's live stream. So join us in a future live stream. A couple retracted messages. Not sure what that's all about. Wait, does anybody know who I'm after? I was here since an hour ago. Yeah, sorry about that. I do a deep dive, so it's hard to get to a lot of channels. I will come back to you. He did ask if everyone was still here before starting a new review. Well, what it is I try to make sure I understand the request. So if they asked for channel review, even if they're not still around, I'll still do it, and they can always come back and watch it later. It's just that if they said something like, hi, your audio is fine, and so I don't know what their request is, I don't know what they want, that's when I ask if they're still around so I can find out what their request is. A fee question. Oh, I'm curious about, a few questions. Ah. I was like, fee? What fee? I'm curious. When is it my turn? Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, maybe one day we can do super chats as a way of like jumping to the front of the queue as for people who urgently need help. How has your day been? Asks Get Gone Gaming. It was all right. I had an egg McMuffin, a small OJ for breakfast, which is kind of my like guilty pleasure breakfast. I got a new video up on Vacation Impossible that's all about how you can equitably choose music on road trips. It's not going to do well. My road trip videos never do well, but it's sort of the part of my passion is because I really enjoy road trips. My cruising videos do very well. If all I ever did was videos about cruise ships, I would be much more successful than I am. But unfortunately, my interests and my passions are broader than just that. So right now I'm going through videos from my Gen Con trip from August of last year and editing and releasing those. And so once those are out of the way, the subsequent content will be all about cruising. Then my channel will take off again. But also right now with coronavirus, travel is a difficult niche to be in. So now is probably a good time to clear out the laundry, take out the garbage, whatever you want to call it. And I like having the tip videos because they're short, like 90-second videos that give you a tip that you can use right away. But they don't do well for the channel because of the limited watch time I get out of it. But it's helpful because when I'm in a message board or a Facebook group and somebody has a question about something specific, that video could be really helpful for them. So yeah, it's maybe not strategically the best growth strategy for YouTube, but it's something that I currently do. And I'm going to try and trend away from long-term probably once I get some of this backlog because I just had so many ideas. We filmed a lot of our old ideas. Like we had ideas in 2001 when we started filming that we still to this day haven't filmed, but we were able to clear a lot of them out on the Gen Con trip. So I'm kind of glad to be able to cross those things off my list, even if they're not totally great for growth. And then I'll get back to growth after. The Rennell Reed channel. Sorry, I'll be doing channel reviews again in a future broadcast, but I'm winding things down just because I'm hungry. I gotta get lunch. It's 2:30 and I haven't had lunch. I would like to go to cons, but there aren't many around Taiwan. Okay, so you're currently in Taiwan. I see. Born in Grand Rapids, presumably living in Taiwan now, I guess, is probably what it is. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I'm going back to Gen Con. It'd be nice if there's some way we could collab where I could do something at Gen Con that would help you, but I'm not even sure if I'm going. So anyways, this is something to think about. My question is about Patreon and Patreon tiers. Okay. That's interesting. That's good, at least doing it the way you always have an idea. Someone on the back burner. So someone has a question about Patreon tiers. I'm curious about that. I'm going to throw up my Patreon here. Why not? Patreon.com/vacation impossible. Yeah, I'm curious about Patreon myself. I'm still learning about it. So there are my tiers right there. Big logo, my face. I set this up some time ago at the request of John from Stupid Robot Fighting League, actually. I currently only have 2 patrons, but I love them. Gutang! Gutang Clan is one of my patrons. I'm not sure if that's good to release and share that information. Just a second. I'm asking someone to get me food. I know, this is riveting television, right? Anyways, I do need to wrap things up, but here are the tiers that I set up. And I need to edit them because the description is no longer fully accurate. But I did the one... You should have a low barrier to entry tier. So I think $1 is good. Having a low thing like that and giving some value there. And so for me, my $1 tier has my... It's sort of like the behind the scenes tier. And so I'm theming it on terms of trips. So there's like day trip, weekend, and then like future. I want to have like I don't know, a week long trip option where I would do something at like a much higher dollar value, $17 or something. But the thought is that on the $1 level, it's like behind the scenes. So I'll take pictures with my phone of where I'm filming the podcast from in Vegas or something. Or I'll write about what it's like to, travel somewhere, or what it's like to manage my channel, or some small tiers boost stuff or whatever. And so that's what I'm currently using my $1 level as. And then I'm using my $3 level to be like slightly more personal, where it's not necessarily about the channel, but just maybe things going on in my life, if that's something people care about. And right now I have no one at the $3 level, so I don't think they do care. And that's totally fine. So now it's like just my little secret journal, I guess. And part of the whole idea behind Patreon that I like is because you're behind a paywall, it really completely eliminates the troll problem. And so it's so much easier to be a bit more vulnerable and be uncertain and talk about, like, I don't know what's right here, or I don't know what I'm doing, or here's some things I'm struggling with. And so that's what I like about Patreon, is because it's behind a paywall, even if it's the $1 a month, I find it's way more freeing that I don't have to worry about, like, oh, what if my family stumbles across this, or a coworker, or just somebody who hates me. And if they're willing to give me money to hate me, like, okay. That would be strange. And so that's what I like about it, is sort of that it's the slightly gated community, because there's still so much content I produce that's public and available, like these live streams. And so that's what I like about it personally. That's probably not the question, but those are just some thoughts. Let's see, I'm struggling to get them. Any ideas? Yeah. I get good value from what I pay on Ray on Patreon. Yes, thank you, John. I like that. And that's one of the things, Roberto Blake talks about this a lot too, is really over-deliver. I had well, I'll say it, Stupid Robot Fighting League sponsored one of my podcast episodes. And I think we arranged, like, I would do like a 90-second read, and I think I ended up doing like 2.5 minutes, and like, and I think I mentioned them in like subsequent podcasts, even though they didn't necessarily sponsor those. And so it's really about give more than what they pay for. Give them more value than just the bare minimum of what's agreed to whenever you can. Because why not? And it really shows that you're a good partner and a good actor, and you have good intentions and stuff like that. And so, yeah, like, what do I have here on my description, my tiers? Exclusive blog posts and pictures. I've been doing a lot more blog writing over the last week or two. I'm trying to get up on that. And yeah, pictures is true. I do like beard update pictures because I think it's funny for John. Help choose a topic for each podcast from a poll of choices. I actually haven't set that up. And honestly, if either of my patrons suggested a topic, it would probably get added. And that's another thing I do, is a discount on our t-shirts. So one thing I did is I set it up so that for the $1 tier, you get a discount code on our Teespring t-shirts that saves $1. So functionally, if you were already planning on getting a t-shirt, it's like your first month of Patreon's free. And then I did the same thing at the $3 level with a $3 discount. I think I did. Yeah, no, I set that up. So that's there. And so I made it so like their first month is functionally free. And so that's a way of adding additional value. And so I had written for the $3 even more exclusive blog posts. That's true. Leave a message for the podcast. I mean, you could do that at the $1 level probably. We'll take the best questions and comments and play them on the podcast and respond to them. We would do that if somebody did it, but that hasn't been super active. So I need to rewrite these a little bit and make them slightly more accurate. But that has helped a lot. That's awesome. On that positive note, I think I need to wrap things up because I'm hungry and I need to eat. And you don't want a hangry Ray. Nobody wants that. So, because I am Vacation Impossible, I always end these live streams with a direct challenge to you. And in this case, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go and look at your About page of your channel, specifically the links section, and ask yourself, have I set them up properly? Is it the things that I want to be there? Is something outdated? Like you watched me earlier remove my Flickr link because that just doesn't make sense. I want you to go take a critical eye to your links. Make sure that they are showing properly up on your banner. And also keep in mind, the first one is the first thing that actually will have the words. Everything else will just have icons. So your mission, if you choose to accept it, go look at the links that you've set up on your YouTube channel and update them if necessary. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give the live stream stream a like so that more people can tune in the future. And then, the more people that are in chat, I think the more we all have opportunities to learn. Join us in the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group. If you check the announcements section, there's a discount code for TubeBuddy. We'll save you 20%, and that is stackable with the annual discount, which saves you an additional 20% if you buy a year at once. Affiliate link down below. If you're interested in the Simon Sinek book, Find Your Why, I've got an affiliate link down for that. Also, I'm a big fan of Andrew Matthews' self-help books. Follow Your Heart. Isn't that what all YouTubers are trying to do? A little bit. There's links down below. So, it's Kindle, paperback. It's all available there. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time. This live stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.